Morning all. Oh, into the sun, hang on. Is that better? No, I can't see now. Yes, it is about 11 o'clock on Thursday, the 26th of June, 2025. I'm Tim, this is How to Murder Peace. A title which is proving to be more than just a whimsical title today. My feet are okay, but I'm glad this is the last day. This is day 5 out of 5 for this current trip. And normally, I'd have scheduled myself a leisurely half day, about 6 miles or so at this point, and then a casual drive home back to West Berkshire where I live. But no, the staging. Well, basically, the towns are not convenient distances apart from my liking, so I've had to adapt. And what's going to happen today is a 14-mile proper push, and then a 4-hour drive halfway across the country. So yeah, I've already done the bike ride. It's kind of like a triathlon, only I'm driving instead of swimming. And walking instead of running. But the bike bits, yeah, there we go. So, yeah, it was about an hour and 20, I think. Car is parked Thunderbird 2. Yeah, it's over at Cromer, one of the Meadows car park or something. I don't know, slightly inland from the seafront. Cromer's the end of the week, and it's about 14 miles that way. And I've actually cycled along quite a lot of the route I'm going to be taking today already, I think, because I kept seeing acorns and fingerboards all along the coast road that I was following. Quite hilly, actually. I mean, it was quite hard going on the bike today, mostly because, mostly out of shock, because I haven't seen hills like this since Dover, I think. So I suspect the bit around Cromer, around the top, around this sort of northeast corner of Norfolk, is actually a solid upland hill mesa type of thing. Well, not mesa, but plateau? No, I don't know. There's a geological term for it, but basically it's not the Norfolk Broads anymore. No, we're going to be doing a fair bit of modest cliff top, I think, along here, and quite a bit, from the looks of it, of inland road walking, which is okay. It's quite a quiet coastal road from what I've seen. Quite a few villages along the way with little seaside cafes and whatnot, so I'm not going to be starved for facilities along here. I think it's going to be fairly short gaps between things along here. My main concern is the wear and tear. I mean, the blisters have settled down a bit on the outer little toe there, and the back left corner heel. I mean, they're there. I can feel them, but they're sort of giving up complaining, which is either a good sign or a bad sign. But it's more the overall bruising of the entire undersole of both feet. Just because I'm quite heavy and I've walked quite far. None of this manifests at all when I'm on the bike. Entirely different contact points, entirely different muscle groups, I think. So yeah, the cycling has been fine, absolutely fine. Yeah, I managed to break a bit of the bike. This adjustable screw thread that tensions and tightens the brakes has kind of sheared through. Well, that's okay, and the brakes still work. It's just you can't adjust the tolerance anymore. I'll have to fish that out with some mold whips and replace it at some point. Yeah, I'm really concerned about the sheer volume of clattering coming from the rear spokes as well as I'm moving along. I think that's probably going to be a new back wheel at some point in the next month. And since I'm doing that anyway, I might as well get a new rear cog as well. I think they come as an assembled pair generally. So yeah, but yeah. But otherwise, no, nothing fatal or trip ending has gone wrong with this bike. So that's the worst I can complain about. Then I've done well indeed. So that's good. Nobody stole it, obviously. I mean, it's still a day for that to happen, but although this is quite busy, it's mostly wholesome outdoor hiking people rather than skeevy bicycle thieves. So, yeah. Well done, Theseus. You have served your purpose well this week. You can take the rest of the month off. Actually, I will come back and get you. Don't worry. I'm not going to leave you in the car park here for next time. But yeah. Cool. So, yeah, what are we talking then? Let's see. 11 o'clock, 11:01, pretty much. Time to bag on and get going, because I've got a feeling this is going to be a 7 o'clock finish by the time I've stumped my way around this bit of coastland. Yeah, the hills seem to be more concentrated at the Cromer end. It seems to rise up a bit that end, but it's still quite a long way to go. So, what do we want? Blimey, bit of a precarious start. This is definitely the path. I suspect it may be in need of moving soon. Let's just try and get across it first, though. It's quite dry, so does that make it more or less stable? Heavy rains tend to do the worst work on here. Sluice the bits off. Water pipes and things. God knows what was down there originally. Or one of the row of houses or something, maybe. Yeah, a little bit nerving. I mean, I've walked on Cornish cliff tops 3 or 4 or 5 times as high as this. Similar distance to the edge, but I've known that it was absolutely solid Cornish granite and stuff underneath. Yeah, that's a sort of park. Now gone. Yeah, I don't like this. I can see why quite a lot of today is going to be along the inland road. Keep an eye out for diversions and stuff. If you see a thing fenced off, bloody well go around. Don't take any chances. Electrical cable, phone cable, don't know. It's dangling down there. I mean, the regular positioning of the drain pipes sticking out there suggests there was no road, storm drains, or even a row of houses maybe at one point. Gosh, yeah, not really enjoying the edge here too much. My normal, customary enjoyment of cliff tops is a bit subdued here. I'll pop my phone away and just head down and try and get through this bit quickly as possible. Maybe if we can get to that field over there, the field edge might be a little safer. Purely because it's just a bit further away. Beautiful day. Puffy clouds here and there, but nice strong wind, which we didn't have so much of yesterday. Don't miss it till it's gone. That's basically my thermoregulation system at this point. It's going to be about 22 degrees at the high point of the day late this afternoon. Still, tail end of this heat wave we just had, I suppose. I don't know if it's going to significantly cool down in the next couple of weeks or not, I don't know. Maybe this is just summer now. 22 is all right. 28 is excessive. And it's absolutely astonishing what a small variance of temperature human beings can successfully operate in. Although, I suppose, with the right, animal skins and or fabric technology and such, we can live on Antarctica and in the tropics. I think it was 50 degrees. I think it's regularly 50 degrees. Look at when these heat waves come, I tend to start looking at online temperature maps around the globe, and typically the hottest place, obviously Death Valley, Nevada, but in a more general sense, it seems to be the border between Iraq and Iran. It routinely tops 51 degrees there this time of year. I mean, hot in a number of other ways at the moment, but temperature-wise, yeah. But, well, there it is. I mean, it says there's going to be a 30% chance of rain in these parts this afternoon sometime. Thought about bringing the anorak, but it's hot and it's heavy, and to be honest, if it's still 22 degrees, I might welcome a rain shower at that point. I did bring the waterproof pouch for the phone, though, because that's about the only properly water-destroyable thing that I have with me. Everything else can take its chances. It's all wrapped in carrier bags inside there, so... Glastonbury weekend started yesterday. Charlie XCX headlining. I mean, I'm all about the Brat Summer, so it's a shame I've missed it again. Still, there it is. I imagine I'll be out hiking when Reading's on as well. Mind you, BBC Sounds and Six Music seem to be doing absolute wall-to-wall coverage again, so I can pick up bits and pieces here and there. Yeah. Loving this terrain. It's very different. I mean, right, it's nice and safe away from the edge now as well. Good solid margin. I'm not feeling threatened by altitude anymore. Sudden drop to the rocks, all that. But this is different. This is very different to pretty much everything's north of the Thames, really. And this bit here reminds me more of Dorset and East Devon, Same sort of crumbly cliffs. These are yellow rather than red, but it's a similar kind of scenery, similar kind of terrain. But quite different to Suffolk and Essex there. Yeah, North Norfolk, something else again. That's what I love. That's what I love about this whole thing. I mean, yeah, okay, on a foot by foot, moment to moment basis, the terrain doesn't, jump around or change dramatically all of a sudden, but day by day, week by week, move from different regions to different regions and see different and interesting things. It's great. I think this whole coast path thing's turned out to be a good idea. Well done, Tim. I mean, I'm glad it turned out to be a good idea because I've spent quite a lot of sunk cost on it now. Yeah. I think a lot of the big blocky churches, and I'm going to go Norman, do correct me in comments. Like every village has one around here. You can see sort of 3 or 4 in on the skyline in any direction at one time. Another one just down the corner there. I wonder if they were used as primitive fortifications. I mean, that is absolutely a sort of fortified design. I mean, I don't think it would stand a hefty siege, but just casual marauding. Maybe that was the idea. The Vikings turn up, the Danes from across the water with their boats. Everyone goes hide in the church. I mean, potentially bonus protection from God, but I mean, solid walls and battlements and a tower you can drop things on people from. You've got to go a long way as well. Distinctive. Oh, here's obviously World War II fortifications. A lot of that on this coast, I guess. North Sea, huge contested theatre during the First and Second World Wars, I think. Yeah, I haven't seen any more Martello Towers. I think we may have run out of those now. That may have just been around up to the end of Essex there. To some of them in Suffolk. I think once you've got some solid cliffs, some solid hills, you can just make do with more rudimentary fortifications. But Martello Towers that I've seen have tended to be on low-lying flatlands rather than hilltop promontories and so on. So maybe that's you build a small artificial hill to defend. Yeah, I saw a couple of military-looking things on the way here on the bike. We'll probably end up trumping past them on foot. Looked like some sort of radar installation at one point, and then also a large gas terminal. Bacton gas terminal. I think you see those two masts. One of those was in its car park. Interconnector and gas terminal. I don't think you're looking at the water and the cliffs and stuff. I don't think there's actually a deep water seaport here, so it's not. I don't think it's like oil tankers or LPG tankers or anything coming in and being offloaded. I think we're talking subsea pipelines. And I saw about 3 or 4 police cars all parked around the place. I suspect either it has its own police or it's just such a significantly national infrastructure type of thing that they dedicate permanent police to it. Oh, is that an oil rig? Might be. Alright, I'm going to try some inept, high detailed zoom work in the wind now. Here we go. Alright, let's see if I can hit it. There's the boat. That is definitely a platform, isn't it? Maybe that's it. Maybe it's a gas platform. Oil and gas drilling. Pipeline runs under the sea to the bit up the beach just the way there. Now let's come back out and see if we can hit the other one, which is about there. Oh, that's a double. That's got like the infrastructure refinery bit on the side as well, possibly. That's surprising. I didn't think any oil platforms were close enough to be in line of sight to the coast off of here, but I guess I'm wrong. I could probably look that up on the old marinetraffic.co.uk or whatever, but and the on boat. I don't want to dawdle too long. I've got a long way to go today, in several senses of the word. All right, let's crack on then. I think this might be Walcott. Hartonsville. The path led me into a housing estate, and it's always tricky, The signs tend to be unobtrusive in housing estates, which sort of defeat the purpose of them being found. I expect I'll find a way out. Oh, good. It's kind of hoping not to have to do much beach today, because sand is hard going. Lovely as it is. But this looks like a sand top path. That's good. I mean, to be honest, the cliffs and everything up there, it just doesn't look very suitable for beach walking at all, this whole leg, so Just enjoy this little bit while it lasts, and then we'll be up onto the hills the other side at the Backton gas thing, I guess, at some point. Yeah, good. This is alright. That dry stuff at the top, absolute nightmare. Really wears a fellow out. Yeah, Walcott seafront. So if I'm ready to stop just yet. It's a bit of seashore for part today. I don't think there's much of this kind of thing really today. Mostly it's up and down hilltops and across fields. So, oh, you know what? I might stop for a drink. Why not? I'm on holiday. There's no such thing as too much lemonade. Discovered. Which is remarkable. You think I might burst or die of overhydration or something, but it seems not to be happening. Oh, let's see if we can cross. And time for a can. Maybe an ice cream too. Why not? Last day. I don't know. Maybe if I stop more often in the early part of the day, it won't hurt so much in the latter part. Just following this wall top quite a way now. And these little beach cottages. Actually fairly safe as well for these here. This is some significant concrete work, I think. Although there is sand up here. It's get carried up here sometimes, I guess. There's a bit more there. So. Less precarious than some I've seen this trip, certainly. Yes, that's a little bit hard going, but nice good straight line. That's one thing I'm really loving about this week is each day I can look at a map and go, look, I've moved. I'll finish the week 70 miles away from Oldborough, I imagine. Cromer. A bit further if you follow it around. Well, even if straight line crow flies is about 50 miles distance, 50 or 60. Which is much better for my overall trip long morale than, say, spending 4 days to go from Harwich to Felixstowe, which is like a mile. Yeah. Glad to be making some headway now. Past the land of rivers. Onto the coast proper. Good. And it's like this. It's nice. Like I say, there's sand, yeah, sand as does. But, an ice cream, so I'm alright. It's not going to do this all the way to Cromer. I know for a fact I've cycled along some of it already. I'm going land to the road for some bits. I guess some of the cliffs up ahead are just way too flaky and full of private gardens and stuff. It's alright, bit of variety for the last day. It's good, it keeps things fresh. That's when it gets you, is when you've got exactly the same terrain for like 4+ miles to do. You start to withdraw into yourself. It's never a good place. It's always good to mix things up as you go. This is all sheltering me from the wind a bit, which is making me heat up. It's okay. Just take it steady. No real rush. I probably checked out of the B&B. Suitcases in the car. So if anyone steals the car, they get all my dirty laundry too. But yeah. As I get to Cromer in the car, I just need to go back and get the bike. And I can immediately head home. And, it's my house. I've got the key. I'm not going to wake anyone up, so it doesn't matter when I get back there. So there's no real rush today. No real time pressure. I had to get it done. There's no sense dawdling, but it doesn't matter particularly when I get home. Got tomorrow off as well, so spend the day just shuffling around the flat going out, as is tradition. But yes, I'm thinking for future weeks, particularly as I get much further north than here. I'm thinking probably an additional day. Turn that Friday into a travel day. Spend the night on Thursday. That way, a day like this, I'd be back to a hotel at the end of it. Possibly even split the hotel across 2 locations as well, because I've been tried to pick one halfway, which was Great Yarmouth, more or less geographically halfway between Aldborough and Cromer. But even so, the first and last days involve quite a lot of travel. Getting to places, getting getting the bike, picking the bike up, dropping the car off, etc. So it may make more logistical sense if I'm doing a 5-dayer to basically make the middle the long distance travel. Try and get 2 separate hotel stays, one at the start, one at the end. Yeah, spend a bit less time in the mornings doing very long drives, and in the evenings doing very long drives to get to places. Refinements to think of. I'm only going to get, because I'm going up Norfolk, really, from the Thames up through Norfolk. I've been sort of radially going around, where I live. It's all been broadly the same distance. But once I get to like Lincolnshire and start heading further north than that, I am just literally heading straight away from more or less where I live. So these travel times will get significantly longer. May not even be able to. I definitely won't be able to comfortably do a day's hiking and one of the travels as well. So yeah, things to think about. Anyway, logistics for the future weeks. I think probably next week is still generally parallel. That'll be Cromer to Sutton Bridge, I think, just finishing off the bulge of Norfolk and get down into the Wash. So that's broadly the same distance away from where I live, just at a slightly different angle. Maybe, I don't know. Things to think about. Things to think about to take my mind off how dull this piece of sand is. We've left Walcott now. That might be Backton up ahead. A small village on my day. Looks like it's going to be this sandy wall top all the way. Maybe a stone is concrete. It requires a bit more balance, but it's only quicker going. Let's try that. I'll not to fall off. It's not a fatal drop, but it would be annoying. I'll probably wrench something. Phone in my pocket for this, I think, yes. Yeah. So we're leaving the beach for a bit. All these houses going up this road here. What's in these? Deep History Coast. I don't really know what that means. It's clearly the north part of Norfolk. Cromer on the top. Find a lot of fossils here, maybe. Trying to make a bid in the competitive market of dinosaur coastline. I think the Jurassic coast's already got that sewn up. Ooh, time check. Yeah, 12:30 here. We've been going about an hour and a half. 3 or 4 miles now. It's good. About nine or so to go. Try not to think in those terms, really. It does get them to drag one down a little. Feet are okay. Let's keep stomping on. A little lope. Not quite as free and casual as if I didn't have any blisters, but I seem to be making some decent time, so all good. So I imagine this will rejoin the coast road and trudge alongside that for a little bit. Loads of butterflies. Hundreds and hundreds of ladybirds as well, all the dune grass. Still can't work that out. They're red. Nothing else on this landscape is red. My face. Actually thrive here. There are so many. Eating all the smaller bugs. I understand why such an aggressive insect predator is quite so brightly coloured. I can only imagine the prey don't have colour vision. That's quite a sophisticated biological construct, colour vision. Tends to be reserved for predator animals, what I understand. And omnivores, I guess. Right, let's get at it. Actually, no, I don't think colour vision is reserved for carnivores, because otherwise zebras wouldn't work. God, I talk some shit sometimes. Oh, look, a butterfly. Yeah, I wasn't expecting anything big and industrial on today's trip, but here we are. This is Backton Gas Terminal. And as you can see, it's just a shallow beach down there. So, obviously, it's not anything to do with boats or oil tankers. As I say, I mean, my guess is it's undersea pipelines out to wherever. There's drilling rigs, a bit far away for intercontinental stuff, but maybe. So, do hope we're not going to have any access troubles. Actually, it does look like beach time. I'm looking at the sign down there. Oh, I don't want to do dry sand. I'm going down to the water's edge then. I think the tides are broadly similar to yesterday. High tide this evening, low tide early afternoon. Yeah, so they want us wandering along the fence there. Like I said, I did see quite a few cop cars parked up around this place when I cycle past. So obviously it's an item of vulnerable critical national infrastructure or something. Probably not going to take very kindly to me getting too close to the fence. Not that I want to anyway. Noisy. Right, and down here, onto the beach. But a ways. Interesting. I wonder if this is one of the gas pipelines. See it going straight in any direction. Oh yeah, it sort of goes between the two routes. Yeah, maybe. Could be. Who knows? And the enigmatic industrial things going on up there. Something to do with gas. It said gas on the phone. It said the word interconnector as well, which I thought was just an electricity thing, but maybe gas pipes as well. But this is lovely. It's probably pretty much about low tide. I didn't even check. I'm crazy. Coming in or going out. Yeah, it's covering the dry stuff, isn't it? It might be starting to turn, I don't know. Still, I mean, given the lack of obstruction and the obvious town on the end there, I think I'm probably going to be fine. Just keep moving at a steady pace. Don't, shatter an ankle and lie here clutching at my knee screaming for 4 hours. Yeah, okay. But it is nice to be on the sea. Right on the sea here. Look, almost in it. Almost getting my feet wet. It's nice. Happens quite rarely on the coast path because, my documented aversion to deep sand. But sometimes, yeah. Maybe I should. Maybe I should just walk the actual shore some more. Future. Might be the last place to do it, I think, really, because once we get far around past Cromer and back again, start heading west, I think it all goes back to a kind of Essex-like fen structure of green seawalls, grassy seawalls and sea defences and stuff. The lowlands around Cambridgeshire, and that will sort of lead off into the wash. So it could be not until Skegness, I suppose, that we'll see proper beaches like this again. I don't know. So that's my feeling, anyway. So I'll be proven wrong. Surprised. Often am. That's why I do it. This is nice though. Enjoying this. And not having to go back as well, So you get somewhere like here, yeah? Jump, get in your car, park up, come down to the beach, and decide, I'm going to walk along the beach. But sooner or later, you're going to get to the point where you've got to go, oh, okay, I've got to turn around and go back now. I don't. This is brilliant. This is the way. Always onwards, never retreating, never returning. Always going, never coming back. That's me, sort of. Well, unless you count going back to Minehead, I suppose. There's a kind of return. Yeah. That looks like the edge of the facility, the edge of the works. No way up there, though. Yeah, I think I do just carry on from Mundersley on the end there, which is not a big hardship at all. I'm enjoying this bit very much. I imagine it'd be a different story if I was trying this during a high spring tide in bad weather. I'll probably just have to go into the nearby road and trudge along that for a bit. But this place looks completely different in different conditions. An adverse spring tide, equinox, storm, Which bits of the cliff being torn off as we'd watch, I'm sure. No such drama today. It's lovely. Yeah, there we go. Up and out. So this is Mundersley. That was a good push, that. It's 1:20. I have no idea what that was in miles, but felt good, felt progressive, felt like I got stuff done. I now feel like I could sit down and drink a lemonade. So let's see what Mundersley has to offer. This way. Yes, hopefully I'll up there. Just follow the promenade bit for a bit. That'd be nice. Let's see a sign. Ah, going this way. There'll be a beach cafe or two somewhere around here. I drove through it, cycled through it this morning. Although I was in the upper town bit, so it might be down here. Yeah, something. Like a fair-sized village with lots of little folksy, touristy type shops. See what we can find. Nearly 2 o'clock. Up and out of Mundersley now. Eliminated up. And yeah, halfway for today. 7 miles to go. Whole trip. This is about where I'd stop normally. The last 2 trips. Half day on the 5th. But no, going on. So yeah, about 7 miles to go. Trimmingham and Overstrand and then Cromer. Not too many places in between here and there. And 7 miles, 4 hours maybe. Let's see. Hopefully a bit quicker. But yeah, feet wearing now. Be glad to stop. I'm definitely going to be changing my shoes before I drive home. Get these goddamn boots off. Lovely blue seas now. Now the sky's gone blue. Simple thing. No sign of that rain either, although the wind's going to pick up a bit in the next couple of hours, which is good for me. I like a strong breeze. Stops me dying of heat stroke. But yeah, it's 22 or so. Feels about right. Onward. Substantial fortification there. A battery, in fact. Emergency coastal battery. Thank God. I've got my stop shit. I hear a lot of jets zooming around while I was having my lemonade. Begin to find out, see where that actually is. Zooming a big Hunstanton, maybe? Something big there, perhaps. RAF wise. Exercises, either that or World War III has started after all. I thought it was off. I thought it was off at the moment. Watch the news. I keep in touch. Mailbox a bit, don't go near the edge. Where do I go? Alright, I'll just put my map again. There. It's like we're into the hilly bit. And I was already tired. Over there, post. Could be. Oh, look, yeah, I don't think we're going to the beach again today. Well, I've been wrong before. Anyway, we're somewhere between Mundersley and Trimmingham. Could be. Trimmingham. Sorry, there. Paragliding. RF radiation warning hazard. Don't paraglide or hang glide here. Okay. Oh, we're going past that radar station, probably. Yeah. Let's try and get a gander at that as we go. Is it here? Or is it down there? Check again. Oh, I think we're on top of the big hill now. Oh, the road trudging to do now. At least we've got this nice hedge in between us and the actual road. No access to the beach or a long cliff top. Yeah, okay. Let's head this way then. Not even hazarding guess at distances and things now. So there's a lot of clenched teeth trudging going on here. I'll get there. Yeah, wood chipper. And a very unsuccessful wild camp. And it's awkward. Ooh. How are we doing? So it's 3:15. Yeah, I'm some big dark and ominous clouds, but they're going over so quickly, and the land's radiating up such warmth. I don't think we're going to get a chance. It rains. So It's good. The stronger winds have arrived as advertised. This is good. Just keeping moving now, really. We come up from Trimington at some point soon. It's all been sort of interstitial hedgerow trumping alongside various roads. But then we're going to see the coast for a little bit. Probably got quite a unstable section ahead. Looking forward to sitting down for a bit again in Trimington, I think, probably, and then a bit more in Overstrand, and then I get to sit down for a very long time once I get back to the car, which is nice. It's the nice thing about this trip, you don't have to walk home, you know, at the end of it all. All muck about with trains and buses. That was a faff. Pretty sure about 40% of the time they messed me about with schedules and stuff, cancellations. Right, so I'll work out where I'm going next. What a jolly bench. I think I shall patronise it extensively. Oh, finally they're saying Overstrand 3. I mean, I'm hoping it's not, because Cromer's like another 3 or 2 beyond. But then the road did go all over the place, so maybe Coast Park is quicker. Don't know, we'll see. I'll do some measurements while I sit. Yeah, done some measurements. That is 3. But that's okay, because apparently Cromer's only 2 beyond that, so 5 in total to go. The entire week. That's 60 done, 5 to go. That is what it is, can't make it any closer. Well, I mean, I literally can't. I've been sat here for the last 10 minutes trying to fold space with my mind alone, but it's not happening. So I shall just have to do it the old-fashioned way by putting one foot in front of the other and hauling my carcass towards it. And that's sitting quite atrophy completely. Up and go! Nothing witty to say here, just admiring the view. Going into that forest next, I think. Gosh, my feet ache. Still, 5 miles to go, probably. I can do it. I was going to say something sour here about regretting my life choices, but I really don't. This has been brilliant. Yeah, I know my feet hurt, but you know, within a couple of days of normal life, they'll stop hurting again, and I'll just be left with these memories on this video. Another great holiday. It's great. I wouldn't change a word. It's a word. Trees. My mind is slipping a bit. I think probably meant I wouldn't have changed any of this for the work. That's probably the thing I was going to find out. Kite, the actual bird. Rudimentary curse scaring device. Like an actual bird. Anyway. Alright, into the woods. Okay, gotta keep moving. Gosh, look at that. There's a vista. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of miles in front of me to walk, but yeah, lovely. Look at that. Reminds me a lot of North Cornwall now. Sort of in and outs and sweeping fields along the top. Excellent. To watch it near the very edge, but I expect it's all detours far enough in to not worry about any of that. So yeah, let's crack on. Wow, have a good trudge. That far woods, all the way to here. Probably a mile or 2 at least. Kid myself. Excellent, I am really ready for another lemonade. So Overstrand has some shots. Otherwise, well, I've still got water. So what's happening ahead? I can hear voices. Raised voices of people engaged in sporting activity or something. Maybe a campsite or something ahead. don't remember much about Overstrand. It was off the road, so I didn't cycle through it this morning. I don't know whether it's got a shop or not. That's okay. Well, yeah, some drop in the bass there. An actual bass guitar, by the sounds of it. That's nice. Fantastic. Right, let's keep at it while my spirits are high. So it's 4 o'clock. By my reckoning, I've got 3 miles left, which is, I don't know, probably an hour's worth. No, I don't do 3 miles an hour. It's an hour and a half, perhaps. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think we go off down there next, and then I think at some point we end up down on the sand there, and then I think once that happens at Overstrand, we follow the bottom all the way around to Cromer. So if there's an actual promenade that connects the two, or whether we're onto soft sand dunes or whatever, but I'm sure I can figure something out. So Overstrand has got a cliff top cafe, it says, but from the look of the map, the path goes along the bottom, so I'm not sure if they're going to be bothered to climb the cliff just to get to a cafe when the actual end is only 3 miles away anyway, so maybe just dig in, drink all my water, no point carrying it otherwise, push on and make the final, I don't know, I doubt I'm going to make the final push. I can see a lighthouse on the top of that very far ridge there. I don't know if that's something to do with Cromer itself. I think Cromer's probably beyond the hill, so I'm having to climb up and out of quite a big hill on the bike on the way here coming out, so probably we won't see Cromer until sort of something around the headland. But we'll see. Big spinny radar thing there. That's part of what I cycled past. I don't know. Yeah, I think I can manage this next 3 miles, but if I'm honest, I probably wouldn't be able to do another day. So that's 5 days is my limit for the moment. I can't believe I did 6 with a backpack. Don't know, I must have been hardier then somehow. Alright, let's I'll make a move then. Try and work out where this all goes next. I think it's down that way a bit and then through the hedge. Let's see if we can come across any convenient cold drinks and the bus. See if there's any convenient cold drinks and ice creams and whatnot. Otherwise, I'm just going to crack on. I'm not really going to bother diverting off of the path at all at this point. I think I'm just going to ride it to the end. Don't need to stop for anything else now. 3 miles in about 2 hours. Yeah, I can do that probably. So we're looking probably for a 5:30 finish. Which is pretty good going actually. Just the lack of sand trudging today. Oh, the bits of beach we had were on compacted wet stuff, so that was alright. I don't know, it feels like I've pushed it harder today, but no, we'll see. Right, onward to victory. Alright, looks like we're going down on the emergency access only road. Also, there was a sign there warning of a cliff slip that might block the place at high tide, which can't be far off actually. As you know, no, I think I've got about 2 or 3 hours of high tide before high tide, so no, I'll be right. Right, oh god, this is not doing my toes any favours. Well, inclined rampway. So once we're down there, I think we just stay on the beach until Cromer now. Should be another 2 miles or so. Well, that's okay. 2 miles on compacted sand with a sea breeze. I think I'll be enjoying that bit. It's good. It's kind of the point. There's people down there, happily away. Yeah, I wonder what there is. Is it an actual promenade? Oh, I suppose if I keep walking, I'll find out. Yeah, beach huts and everything. Maybe a proper promenade all the way around to Cromer. Who knows? See what we get when we get down there. Gosh, windy here. The beach huts here, most of which are on borrowed time. So I can't if I can get along here, or I'd have to go down to the beach. Apparently there's a collapsed cliff slip, yes, up ahead somewhere. So I have to go around to the low tide mark. Let's see what we find up ahead. Oh, was that it? I was expecting something much more apocalyptic. All right, good. So we should be go for Cromer, I suppose. Let's do it. Oh, there's a heartening sight. Cromer Pier, 2 miles. The end. The end is nigh. An hour, I reckon. Head down, trudge on. Bloody hell. 2 miles of gravel or sand, and wind so strong I can't hear myself think. Still, there it is, destination in sight. My time for a peer review before we finish. Well, that's a terrible wild camp. God, yeah. This is really going to test me, this last bit, I think. May not be much commentary from here on for a bit. Turn my hat inside out. Oh, bloody hell. It's just gone 5. I think I've survived the Great Crossing. Yeah, that sea's definitely coming in. However, it looks like it might be promenade, and that pier's still not getting any nearer. It's just getting bigger. Must be enormous. Looking forward to seeing this all in person. More beach huts. That's a good sign. Civilization. I think we might be able to ride a pavement back to Cromer now. Blimey, better shelter from the wind here, but not much. Feels like the elements themselves are conspiring to prevent my completion. Seize my victory. Turn it into defeat. Damn you, Zeus! Well, who's for a final episode for this trip of Peer Review? So this is Cromer Pier. I mean, look at it. Absolutely elegantly designed and styled. It's very much in the Victorian tradition. Possibly the original design, if not a recreation. The slender stiltwork. You got the large building at the end, the theatre potentially. You got a few little shelters in the middle, and then the big base unit building there as well. I think this one gets extra points because it's got a functioning modern lifeboat station attached to the end, thus fulfilling a useful purpose as well as being aesthetically pleasing. I mean, I'm very impressed. I'm thinking 9 actually. Goes out into the sea, obviously, because otherwise you wouldn't launch lifeboats off it. Yeah, I'm going to go with a provisional 9 until I've seen it up close. I mean, if it turns out to be all abandoned and like smashed windows and stuff, or closed, then it's going to lose quite a few points. But looking good so far. Let's get closer. Looking promising. Seeing people on it. It's probably open. Bonus marks. Wow, I really need to play Dishonored again. Right, final push. Attractive frontage, well maintained. Nice and clean. Peer of the Year 2024. I can see why. I also concur with my own judging skills. Cromer Pier Show. Who's featuring? You know, it suddenly occurred to me that this entire trip from Aldborough, with like about 6 different piers, I haven't had to pay to go on one. Contrast that with the South Coast, where they're all like £2 or £3 a go. few tasteful gift shops, bistro, toilets. Almost no arcade or mechanical tat. Good lord. Not actually as long as I thought, which is remarkable considering it looks enormous from over there. Still, length isn't everything. Fishermen being allowed to do their thing on the end. Excellent. Ah, there's that wind again. I don't know if you can hear this. Fantastic. See if we can get to the end. You know, I think we probably can't, but that's okay. Normally I take points off for that, but since there is a, functioning lifeboat station on the end, it's probably acceptable in this case. Yeah, there's a lifeboat station on the end, probably can't get in there. Still, I'm going to stick with the 9. I think this is fantastic. Very much the best pier I've seen all trip. And this brings me to the end of the trip, yes. Let's face away from the wind so you might even be able to hear me. Incidentally. So there we go. Another week in the bag, another day in the bag, another week in the bag. It's been a good week this week. Mostly because it's, actually been on the coast, which I've had limited success with the previous couple of weeks before this one. And, I've actually been walking along the surf, it's been brilliant. So I managed to push my rate up to 5 full days, which I'm pleased with. Although, I managed to drive home safely yet. So that was good. But most importantly, I've been able to look at a map of the UK and move the pin significantly far, because it's been mostly a straight line coast this week. I've been able to make visible, obvious gains, I'll be able to look at an evening TV weather map and go, I went from there to there, without going, I can't even, squinting to see what sort of progress I've made in the last sort of 2 trips. So, now Suffolk's beyond and Essex is done. The rivers are gone. We did see a river or two, but there have been bridges nearby, very easy to use. It's been great. So, this is where I leave you. Well, don't be sad. Don't be sad. I mean, in a month's time, I'm going to take July off, and then in August I'll be back here, and we'll head that way. See what we can see over there. I should be trying to get to Sutton Bridge, which is go find a map of the UK and have a look, and look for the Wash. That's kind of where are we heading next after we've dealt with the rest of Norfolk's north coast. So I got to go and find my bicycle, my car, and my home. Probably not in that order. But until then, I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching it all, and thanks for commenting as well. I'm astonished people watch these, because they are very, very self-indulgent. But just seeing the view count makes me think it is worth doing. It is worth continuing to record bits, continuing to film it. Because I could just not bother, just use the phone for navigation and just, stay in my own head and just do my own thing. But I don't know, I've started, so I'll finish. But it's just heartening to see people actually watch it and possibly even like it. So thank you. And good night.